Thank you for coming on my podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name is Kaiser Giddy, and I'm the CEO of Visionary Apparel.
Welcome to Youngordump. My name's Marianna, and I'm interested in learning a variety of topics. But the thing is, I'm not much of a reader. Join me as I interview a mix of people in different careers or topics to see if I'm just new to adulting and haven't learned this stuff yet, or if I should have known this information already. Very nice. And what inspired you to make your own clothing company?
So, should I look here?
Wherever you want.
I look both. So, what inspired me was sophomore year of college. I was on the track team, or for the duration of college, I was on the track team. But sophomore year specifically, I had a hardship with the coaches, and I should have brought my notebooks. But what really started was like the doubt the coaches gave me, because I wanted to be. I heard one of the coaches. I'm not gonna say any names, but one of the coaches was saying about how like I wouldn't place at conference, or I wouldn't be good at conference and things like that, because I had just got injured. And I think that's what sparked like the mindset shift in me, because since high school I got injured, and we didn't make it to state for our junior year, and at sectionals, so in high school, our junior year, we failed to make it to state. And I had this thing where I'm a motivational person, and like I like to be motivated, and I made a t-shirt that said Plainfield South Track, and it had the word redemption on the back, because I felt like me as an individual and us as a team could redeem ourselves, or should have to redeem ourselves for the next year. And that's kind of like a play that I had, and I kind of used that mindset in college for the same thing.
So you started it, you got the motivation for it starting in high school, and then you actually started taking action in college.
Yeah, so I got the motivation to like the motivation's always been there, but it was kind of a thing like I've like created like these things that I put on my shirts, or like even my tattoos, or like kind of things that are like I remember to motivate me. So that's kind of what it was, like a memoir type of thing.
So you said on the back of your high school one you put redemption.
Yeah.
But the name of your company is Visionary.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So how the word visionary came up?
Yeah.
So the word visionary, I should have brought my notebooks, man, because I have it all written down. But so I was thinking of names to inspire myself, and I kept seeing all these things on Instagram, saying like vision this, inspiration that, and things like that. And I wrote a bunch of names down. One was like valuable pain, and one was redemption, one was visionary. And when I knew that was the word that I wanted to like resemble me was in the car. I was listening to the radio, or I was listening to my aux cord, and G Herbo has a song called Visionary. And because I was initially writing like words down, and visionary was one of the words, and then I heard him say it in the song. I was like, like I saw it. He says, I saw that S word through, I'm a visionary.
You can swear.
I can swear?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. He said, I saw that shit through, I'm a visionary. And I kind of stopped. I remember exactly where I was. I was by Troy Middle School, and I was by the stop sign, and I just heard him say that, and I was like,
that's it.
Yeah, that's it right there. And then when I stopped, I circled that word, and then it's been the rest is history, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you start it? Like, I know how like you started it, like you had the motivation for it, but like what steps did you take to actually get it started?
Okay, so I see what you're saying. So I initially made a mock-up design. So obviously when you start something, you make a mock-up or like a prototype, and it was really simple. It was just a box logo with the red, it's like so it's a t-shirt, and it's literally like a box, and it has the word visionary right here. And that was like the mock-up I went with. I have a bunch of different like fonts and things that I was trying to go for, but I went with this weird, like, it's called Metal Mania, and that's the font I went with just because it was like I wanted it to be like have like bold and have a statement. And initially I was gonna get one of them, but my friend Talia, who went to St. Francis, she was neighbors with the
You messed up.
I did.
You shouldn't have said your school because you were talking shit about the coaches.
I was,
you just
and
said
now
St. Francis. I'll cut it out for you. I got you.
You can put it in. I don't even care.
Okay, you don't care. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care. But that's yeah, I don't care. But but yeah, she had a neighbor and he had a clothing like setup and to make like clothes and things like that. And
like in his house?
Yeah, he had like a screen print thing and everything like that. I forgot why I went over to her house, but I don't remember why. I went to her house for some reason, and then the neighbor was there, and he gave me a tour for some reason. It's really coincidental. But maybe I told her. I don't quite remember. It was like 3 years ago.
Okay.
But I went there, and he gave me a tour of like his whole basement. It was a weird setup, but his basement was like crazy. It had the screen print, the like 6-prong. You know what that is? So it's like a thing like this, and there's like different prongs.
Okay.
For like t-shirts, and
Okay.
that's for each color. So you put it down and you put that color and next, and then you do it like that, and it's just to apply different colors. And so I told him about the design, and he was like, yeah, I can make that happen, or blah blah. And we made the mock-up. He actually found the font. So I found the font, but I couldn't use the font because it was already made. So he had to do certain changes. So Metal Mania is technically my font.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he like helped you do that. So then you bought the stuff yourself when you were like, yeah, this is for sure something I want to do?
Yeah, so he made them. Yeah.
Like for how long though?
Like how many did he make, or how
Like,
long he actually made them for me?
Until you bought, yeah.
Okay. So this is how it started. So I got 10 shirts from him for $100. $100 for 10 shirts. And I remember that night I put it on Snapchat. If you go on my Instagram and you scroll all the way down, that is the very first video that I like ever took of Visionary ever. And another thing is 3M. So there was a red box, and then the words were 3M, and it's kind of like a double entendre. And in Visionary, I kind of implement a bunch of double entendres and like things that have multiple meanings, just because like that's how much I'm intact with the brand. But what was I talking about?
The process of how it started.
Oh yeah, so
you were in his basement.
Yep.
He made you 10 shirts.
Yeah, he made me 10 shirts. I had to pay him $100, which is not bad. And I put him on Snapchat, and I was like, blah blah, who wants one? I kept one, and I wore it to the school. Went to school the next day, wore it, had a whole outfit and everything like that. And that night, I still remember to this day, the first dude that ever bought Visionary. His name is Emeka, and he goes to my school. He's a Nigerian kid, and he actually just bought some things the other day. So he was the very first person to ever buy.
How much did you charge him?
$20. Oh, so got him for $10, sold him for $20.
Nice.
Yeah, a nice little 50% ROI.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So then he made 10 shirts for you, and then where did you go once you saw that more people wanted it?
So I sold out of the 10 shirts, and I had preset sizes. I think I had like I had one extra small, some medium, and so on. And say like I ran out of medium, and then they're like, oh, can I have one? And I wrote down their name, and I had a medium. Or that they wanted a medium. So I made this big list of like people that wanted them. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the week, so it took me a week to sell like the initial 10, and then the next week I had a pre-sale, I guess, of 30 more people.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, oh my gosh, this many people, like the word Visionary speaks to them.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and like I've always thought like, why do people buy clothes? Because I've never bought clothes from somebody. Actually, I did, but like that's because I thought it was cool. It never like spoke to me because I didn't think my clothes looked that cool. I just thought they like had a bold like message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then after the 30, so what, were you just going back to him having him make the 30 more you got?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is when I transitioned to making them myself. So now everything is done in my basement. So I did the 10, did the 30, and I ran out. And I didn't like the design. So shout out to the people that still have the other ones. They were bogus. They were so bad. They suck. Vivica has one. Not to name drop. Not to name drop.
Speaking bad about yourself.
But I did not like those. Like I liked them, but over time they weren't good.
Mm-hmm.
So like I didn't think he knew what he was doing as well as like he made it out to be. I'm not gonna lie. But I didn't like it started to peel and shit like I can cuss? Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
And so I got a bunch of shirts and my parents saw that I was like making traction. Keep in mind I'm 19 at the time. And my parents saw that like, oh my gosh, he's selling all these things, and I was packing them up and like in the poly mailers, in the clear poly mailers to give them to people. And my mom was helping me, and that's when she kind of got wind of it, and my parents actually bought my heat press for me.
How much was it?
$190, like $200. Yeah. And then my mom had a silhouette machine, which is how you cut the vinyl. Vinyl's like this material.
Yeah, like a Cricut.
Yeah. So she had a Cricut, and what did I say? Silhouette. That's what mine is called. Silhouette. But
Crickets are better.
They are better. They are. But what was I gonna say? Oh, she had one because she used to make earrings. So like, I don't know. She used to make like these weird. I shouldn't say weird, huh? She used to make like these feather earrings and like
these beautiful feathered earrings. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful earrings that like would have like leaf. Yeah, they were pretty cool. But I'm sorry, Mom, if you see this. But yeah, she was making those and she just stopped doing it, and I started to use it. Well, they bought the heat press and she already had that, so I kind of got together and I was like, okay, I can make my own. So hooked it up in my kitchen and put it on like the counter, and I got a hoodie. I never made hoodies before. Got a hoodie and I got a t-shirt, and I literally just pressed it on.
So you're still doing that today? Like,
yes.
You make it yourself?
Yeah. I made this myself like an hour ago.
Okay, wait. How many do you get? Like, you do good. So you do that all by yourself?
Oh, yeah. There's been nights where...
Do you have, like, a full-time job? Or is
part-time.
Part-time.
Part-time job, and I sell shoes. Part-time job, visionary, and there's this thing called Amazon FBA. Have you heard of it? Yeah, so I do that too.
You do that? I'm going to ask you about that after, because I want to get into that too. But that's different. Okay, so how many hours a week would you say you're putting into making all these things?
At most, oh my gosh, when I was making the, because it kind of depends on like what design. So the simpler designs, I think it took me about, I used to time myself just because like I'm that kind of person.
Yeah,
to make
I would too.
Yeah, as efficient as possible. So I used to time it, and like it took like 8 minutes per hoodie. That's because I used to take the strings out, and I used to have these other strings, and I put it through, and I had to use the a hanger, you know, and you have to like twist the hook. I mean, twist the end and like push it through like the whole hoodie. And I used to have these so that's like wire. It was like wire, and I had to cut the wire to a specific length, and I had to burn the edge of like I had these plastic things, and they were like this. It's like a cylinder, hollowed out cylinder, and it came like that. And I had to cut them, and I had to put it on there, and I had to like use a flame. I literally used a flame. Yeah. And I was doing that for hours.
Wait, okay. So the one that the sweatshirt came with, you just didn't like?
What do you mean?
Like the string?
Yeah. So I thought it was cool because I saw something on like Pinterest or something where like a hoodie had 2 strings, and I was like, how? So I was like, how? So I went to Home Depot, or
Home Depot.
yeah, maybe, because it was wire. Like it was.
I guess that's where.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to Home Depot.
It was like some weird wire, and like I don't know, it was either Home Depot or like Michael's or something. But
2 very different stores.
Yeah,
just
very.
So you know.
It was.
Just so you know. But okay.
And I used to, I didn't like them. And I thought it'd bring more character to like my brand if I had 2 laces, and they were like multicolored and they kind of matched the hoodie. So I, took them out, or took the initial one out, put the 2 in, and cut it. I had those things, I cut them, and I put it over, and I burned, where was I at?
Cutting them.
Yeah, so I used to cut them, like had the things, put them in, cut them, and I had put the aglet things, I want to call them aglets, I don't know.
Yeah, from fitting some fur.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
the
it's a
aglet
good song.
things. Yeah. But I put it over, and I used a flame, and I had like lighters, and I would just light it, and like I would go like this. You couldn't put the flame too close because it would like singe the plastic and make it brown, because it was obviously clear, and you didn't want it to be like brown.
Yeah.
So I'd have to hold it up. I messed up so many times. Like at that point, oh my gosh, it was hours. I was in my basement for hours. Just.
You still sell those?
No.
How long did you sell those for?
About a year.
A year?
Yeah, about a year.
You're
because
dedicated.
That was painful. I burned my hands so many times. I burned my hands so many times, and that's when I was I was learning how to use the heat press, and like I would just burn myself so many times. I'd go to sleep and I'd have all these marks in my hands. I'd take a shower and my hands would burn. Yeah.
Fun.
I'd fall asleep at the table.
Yeah. What about your designs that have like, they're not like embroidered, but they like stick out, like they're like sewed in. Do you know which one?
Like puff print?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Just like comes out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's heat press. That's vinyl. That's like this, but like they have a chemical in it where when heat is applied to it, it just raises.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not anything like extra.
It's literally the same, yeah. The exact same. There is a screen print puff, and there's different types of puff, but that's the one that I use.
So you don't like use like a manufacturer?
No.
Where do you get all your clothes from? Like the actual
like the blanks?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're called blanks. I used to use Jiffy shirts back in the day. Now I use blank nights. I'm putting you guys on some game.
No, we don't advertise here.
No sponsors.
Okay. No sponsors.
What was it? Blank nights. I got this from T-Shirt Print USA on Instagram. These guys make some really good pieces. They come blank, so they're made for like brands. So I use them. I use a lot of Jiffy shirts. I use a lot of blank nights because they have good pricing, and
You like buy them in bulk?
Yeah, I buy them in bulk. Sometimes I buy them. You don't have to buy them in bulk because they're pretty price friendly. But if you want to, I think they work prices a little bit.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But how do you determine your prices? Is it like you're trying to make a certain % off of like what you pay for?
Yeah, I never even thought of that. So I always thought of like the customer. And like if I were to get a hoodie from somebody, and it would be like a regular person, not like Nike or Adidas. Like if I was going to buy a hoodie from like somebody at my school, how much would I pay for it? And I was like, $35 is cool.
For a hoodie?
Yeah, $35 is cool. It's $20 for a shirt. I think that's a good like start, like for a regular hoodie. Once you start adding like all these things, like the puff print and like the more advanced designs and better quality, then you should like probably up the price. But as far as ROI, I look for about, so usually businesses go from like 30 to 40% ROI. I think I was around, or I am around 30 to 40, yeah. Because, let's see, yeah, 30, 40% ROI, yeah.
Are you eventually going to hire more people?
Yeah, probably. So I have a whole like crazy plan with Visionary. So not directly hiring people to make the clothes, but I might do it through a manufacturer or just like to take me out of like the basement of like as far as like printing t-shirts, you know, because it is time consuming. I'm not gonna lie. Just waiting on like the thing to cut and like the weeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to like. It's a process.
I have a Cricut.
You do?
It's not fun.
It's not.
It's really not.
Like. That's the most annoying part, I think. The weeding.
Yeah.
That is the most annoying part.
Well, it's nice when you can just put it on the machine and it cuts it. That part's easy because that's not you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that. And like that too, because like that's like small. Like that it's better when it's like the big one.
So you can like kind of like pick it out.
Yeah.
Or these you have to pick out. The other ones you could just like. Well, if you get like a good chunk of it, you can kind of pull. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah. So besides doing like the design, you design it and you actually make it. So what kind of like other stuff do you do that people wouldn't usually think about with you being like the CEO?
Okay.
Like legal stuff. Did you do anything like legally to claim the name or anything?
Yeah. So you have to get your LLC. So to get your limited liability company, you have to. What I did is I went to my bank and I opened a bank account while creating it. So I just gave them. So I had to pay for a cashier's check, and they had to send it to Jesse White, the Secretary of State, and they had to review my business or whatever they did, and they sent me back the confirmation of Visionary Apparel LLC.
Were you worried that the name was like already taken?
So I did research when I was making those 10 to 30 shirts. Like when I made my Instagram, that's when I was searching everything. I was Visionary.
You said, let me make sure real quick.
Yeah. There's some guys, World Envision. I was kind of scared that it was too similar, but they're a totally different thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you gonna expand out more than just clothing? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was getting to, and I was gonna tie it with FBA. So I'm learning a lot about FBA and FBM. Mainly FBA. For those of you that don't know, it's fulfilled by Amazon. It's where you're basically the middleman for products, and you buy product for cheap, and you sell for higher than that. It's like an arbitrage type of deal. So I want to have a course on that because I feel like a lot of people like. You
want to teach it?
Yeah, like, and have like an online course that people can like buy and and they can learn it, and just because I like helping people, and a lot of people say, like with Visionary, a lot of people like, oh, you inspired me to like make a clothing brand, and you inspired me to like I get all these, like who would have thought? I don't know, but I get all these messages about how to start. You inspired me. I've been in a rut. They ask for my advice about like life. Mm-hmm. I'm not a life coach, like, but I like helping people. So I will give them like a paragraph of just like knowledge, things that I can like help with, I guess. Mm-hmm. So as far as that, as far as like tying Visionary into anything else, I want to do a course called Visionary Ecom, and I will basically teach people how to do Amazon and run Amazon, and everybody that's in the course will have access to the clothing, and like I send them things for free, obviously, to feel like a tight-knit community, because that's what I feel like Visionary has become, is like a tight-knit community of people that are inspired and like stay true to themselves in their vision.
Yeah, I would attend. I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah. It's a process, but it's once you get the hang of it, like and especially since like I'm taking notes as I'm learning, so I have notes from when I sucked and when I got a little better and when I got a little better, and I'm not even good, like great, but I'm pretty good.
How long have you been doing it?
Since September of last year, so about 3 months. Yeah. It's fun.
So with that, you want to get into selling more than just clothing?
Yeah. So in FBA, you can literally sell anything as long as it's sold on Amazon. And you kind of just like bandwagon on a listing. that's already selling well, and you have indicators and buying criteria that makes you, or basically tells you that that product is selling well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you can find the product for cheaper, obviously if you find it for cheap and then you sell it for a profit, Amazon keeps their percentage, but at the end of the day, like, you want to make profit, of course.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What is the craziest place you've seen, because you like get your own orders, so what is like the craziest place that surprised you, like, oh, someone from there, like, they know me?
So I'm half African, and I saw a picture of somebody in Africa with it. Yeah,
really?
Because my dad went there and probably gave it to somebody. But
that's so cool, though.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It's like overseas type of thing. That is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen Visionary in a thrift store.
Is that good?
I don't know if that's good or not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, or somebody sent me it, and I was like, huh.
Wait a minute.
I mean, Nike and everything is in the thrift store, so like, I guess
that's
it's like
true.
a name of the
if
game.
You think of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like a name of the game type of thing.
Yeah. Good for you. You were found
in the thrift store. Somebody didn't like it. And they threw it in the thrift store.
Yeah. Cool. Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one then placed an order from Africa? Would you ship to Africa?
Mm-mm. So I only ship nationwide.
Oh. Yeah, then it was probably your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because international shipping is just crazy expensive.
One day.
Yeah. One day I'll drop in there.
Are you gonna like? Would your first step be like renting a storage unit to do your work in?
Like a warehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do that.
Or just manufacturer. You just want to go straight to a manufacturer.
I do either or. So if I were to go the manufacturer route, I'd buy obviously in bulk, and I'd have all these hoodies and whatever I'm selling, and in that, so for FBA, you have to have like a fulfillment center to basically, so say you get a product, here's a product, and you're supposed to box it up and put the shipping label on it, and like Amazon sends you all those things through their interface, and basically you're gonna have like hundreds of units of different types of products, and I think that would like coincide really well together. I'd have shirts and apparel that sell, and I'd have like Amazon products that also sell, and it'd also be like a fulfillment center and a clothing brand.
Yeah. What is your like 5-year goal?
5-year goal. That's a great question. I don't want to get too personal. Should I get personal?
Never mind.
No, I get personal.
Okay, we'll get personal.
So I have a thing where I want to be a millionaire by 26. Yeah. So I'm 22 now. So 5-year goal, I haven't really thought that far. As far as 5 years, I've always thought to 26, which is 4 years. So I guess it's kind of the same.
Okay.
But I never thought of 27, you know? Like, it's kind of like a finish line type of thing. Like, I never even, like, when I thought of a 5-year goal, I was 21. So, like, I've never made a new one, you know what I mean? So, I'm in my 5-year goal, kind of type of thing. So,
good way to put it.
Yeah. So, millionaire by 26, that's a big number. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a
26.
Yeah, that's huge.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You're in real estate, right?
No.
You're not in real estate?
No.
Really?
I was for like a few months.
You didn't like it?
I was losing so much money doing it.
Yeah.
I guess I did it for like a year.
Yeah?
Yeah, I lost a lot of money.
Yeah. Can we talk about that too?
Yeah.
Like real estate? Okay. After.
Okay.
Because
26 is old.
Yeah. So, yeah. So as far as 5 years from now, I want to have Visionary Ecom like up and running and doing well, and I just want to be changing the perspective of people. So, like, what a vision is, and being a visionary in my eyes is basically having a vision or a goal, and being a visionary to me is having preset habits and things that you do on a daily basis that are in line with that goal. So if I want to be a millionaire by 26, I need to be strict with the things that I'm doing on a daily basis and the habits that I have to achieve that goal. So That didn't even answer the question.
No, like in 4 years from now, you want to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
You want to have your e-commerce thing.
Yeah. So I'd have people coming into the course, and I'd have an ecosystem where I would be helping people like with Amazon and building a clothing brand. And people would pay probably a one-time fee, because I don't want to charge like an arm and a leg for things like that. To have like knowledge that's easily accessible on like YouTube or something like that. But if people are close to me and close enough to me to support me, then I would definitely want to do that. So visionary ecom, visionary as a clothing brand selling, and having like that course really running. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about running your own company?
Seeing the people wear it, for sure, and seeing people like wear it in a way that's like you can tell it's like inspiring to them, type of thing. Like they'll post it on Instagram and they'll have like a motivational caption or something like that. That really like kind of shocks me and sparks me at the same time, you know. Seeing people post about it is definitely my favorite part. Or seeing people in person, because in college, I'm still in college, and I see a lot of people like.
You're still in college?
Last year, I failed chemistry. That's. I see. I failed. So I never thought I'd be like a business type of person, a financial type of person at all.
Wait,
but
what's your major?
Entrepreneurship.
Okay. Why are you taking chemistry?
So I was in bio, and I failed because I wanted to be a PT. So I went into college wanting to be a PT, and for University of St. Francis, you had to take chemistry, and you had to take chemistry 1 and 2, and dude, I was terrible at chemistry, like terrible. It just did not make sense, and I was so mad. I sat at the front of the class. I took all the notes. I went to study hours or whatever they called it after like school. Dude, I was just hurting, and I don't think I passed the A test. Yeah, I passed like 2 quizzes out of like the 20. I don't know. Like I was trying so hard.
Did you take biology?
Yeah, I was good at biology. Yeah, biology I was good at. Physics I was really good at. Chemistry I was just terrible at. Like the mole to mole conversions, all type of stuff. I couldn't do it. Like I don't know. And I remember the test that took me out. It was a test that took me out. And so that's when I did like so many hours of studying. I went to study hours for like 4 hours, and then I went back to my dorm at the time, and me and my friend Jalen, you know Jalen, me and my friend Jalen, we used to study so hard, and he failed too. So I don't feel as bad because it was hard.
Okay.
It was hard. So I remember the test. It was one of those questions where it would ask you one thing, and that one thing led to the next thing. So it was like A, B, C, D type of question. I couldn't answer A. I left the whole page blank.
Yeah, that will get you.
And I failed. Not very good at school.
So is that when you changed your major?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You couldn't do chemistry?
Oh yeah. I remember.
To entrepreneurship. What year was that?
That was so freshman year. I did all that, and then going into sophomore year, that's when I changed. So then I was in accounting and all that. And I like numbers, and I like business and things like that. Like I may not be good at like chemistry and all those things, but I read a lot of personal finance books and like autobiographies of I'm one of those.
I like learning about that stuff, but I can't read it.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's not. That's why I like the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like learning this stuff, and I'm actually gonna like remember it.
Yeah.
If I was reading it, I wouldn't actually understand it.
Yeah, the podcasts are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of those.
So you're just taking, because you switched your major late, you still haven't graduated.
Yeah. Yeah, and I failed. Here's Luna, guys.
That's my dog.
I'm just terrible at school. And it's just because I'm so busy with like visionary, and like I just don't, like I'll have things that I want to do and have things that I have to do, and I always do the things that I want to do, which is visionary. I could make time for school, but sometimes it's just like
No, not about it. Well, how many classes do you still have?
Right now I'm in 2, so I'm in my last 2 classes.
Yeah.
It's,
but the semester did just start.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
They're pretty easy, though.
That's good.
What is one thing in your career that you're glad that happened? Failing chemistry.
Oh.
Definitely. Because that's what put me in the finance world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because science and things of that nature, I don't think those are for me. And I'm glad that chemistry kind of spanked me and told me, yeah, that's not for you.
Yeah, I never had to take that in college, so I was good.
What'd you graduate in?
I got my degree in communications.
Okay.
So that was really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is something that you would have done differently with your career, with starting your own company?
What would I have done differently? That's a good question. I don't think about that a lot. I always think whatever happened, and what it is what it is type of thing. I think that if something happens, you never know if it's good or bad until something good or bad happens. Say I fall, break my leg. That's bad at the time.
Yeah.
But I could fall, break my leg, and then I meet somebody at the hospital that brings me on track to make $1 million, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I never really think about things like that. But if I were to say something, what was the question? What do I wish?
What is something you would have done differently?
What is something I would have done?
It doesn't even have to be bad.
Oh, okay.
It could just be I wish I would have gone into school being with the entrepreneurship major instead of.
Definitely that. I wish I could go back and tell myself, yeah, that's not for you. And I wish I could really engulf myself in the finance world earlier. Because at first it was all about the clothes, and I was just selling them, getting them, selling them. And then just recently, in the past year, I started becoming financially literate and really caring about that type of stuff. And I think I could have done that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the quality of products. Some products, the beginning ones, I didn't. So over time, the just garments started looking not what I wanted them to, and not what I would want other people to be looking at, and that's not what I want to.
Yeah.
Associate visionary with type of thing. I wish I would have made them earlier, made them myself earlier. But then again, I wish sometimes that I use a manufacturer, because I spend a lot of time in the basement. So it's kind of
Do you have did you, there's those things, how do you get your stuff on straight, basically?
So I do it. I got so good at eyeballing it, that I go like this. I'll have the thing here, and I'll go like this. And it'll be straight every time. I don't know how.
You don't have one of a shirt template?
I used to, so it burned, because I used it so much on the heat press. So I put the shirt over the heat press. I mean over the silhouette thing of the, what is it called? The t-shirt thing. That
the
would.
Template?
Yeah, the template. And I put it on there so many times that it burnt and it folded.
Don't you put it on it? I've never had it, but I thought that you put it on the shirt, and then you place your thing down, and then you remove it.
Yeah, so there's a platform, but there's no template for it. It's just a platform. Is that what you mean?
No.
What do you mean?
I thought there was something you could buy off Amazon, and it has it starts at the collar, it's a clear piece of plastic, and it starts at the collar, and then it just goes long, and then you would just put your wording at the bottom of it. Yeah, I see.
No.
So okay.
I had one. Different. I lost it. I used 4 fingers. Yeah. So 4 fingers, you put it there. See how it ends at the 4 fingers? You got to do it from this stitch point. Mm-hmm. Then you do 4 fingers, and then.
But aren't they different for all the different sizes?
Kinda.
Yeah, because really, a small, then
it's too I see what you're saying. I think I haven't printed a 3X. I used to do 3XLs for a few people, and I think I gave it a little bit of leeway, because it's like, because you gotta like keep in mind, like, they're obviously have a bigger chest and bigger whatever. So like I think I did move it down a little bit. I just always it was a ballpark. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like 4, and then I would like maybe one more like this, and then I put it. I always use my fingers though.
See, just look at it.
Yeah.
Even like on the backs.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that it's like in the same spot on the back?
As far as like for every individual one.
Yeah.
So for all the individual ones, so you use I always use my hands. So it's always a hand here, and then it's like that for the back, and then for the front it's here, and then for these I do like this, and it works every time.
That's fair. And what about the pants? What measurement of your hand is it?
So you have the pocket seam, one hand like that. You see? But this you have to do 2 fingers from the outside seam.
Yeah. Okay.
So you don't really use your hand for that one. It's so like, you know. And it's the same every time.
What about the hood one?
The hood? Oh, when like it comes over like this, like right here.
Yeah.
I just do it like right above this
on the
thing.
seam.
So. But yeah, this you're a. Oh, it's your phone number. I thought that was her name, in like some weird font. I was like,
her name's on the other side.
Why?
Okay. So you use hand measurements.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to have one of those things. I just didn't like it because I lose it so many times.
Why? You just need to be organized.
I do. I do.
It doesn't seem like
No.
it.
I'm pretty organized, but when it comes to those, like I'd misplace it. I wouldn't lose it. I'd misplace it. And I never knew like what spot it would be in. Like sometimes I'd bring it upstairs. Sometimes I'd like carry it all around my basement. So it'd be around my basement somewhere. It's still in my basement somewhere. It's probably in my toolbox.
Do you have like, you still live with your parents?
Mm.
So you just use their whole basement?
Yeah.
And they don't care?
Nope. So nobody else goes down there.
Oh, it's one of those basements.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's unfinished. Nobody goes down there. Except to like mess around or something. We have a punching bag. Sometimes my little brothers like to punch the bag.
Take some anger out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said that you have people who like DM you for advice.
Yeah.
So what advice are you giving them?
So
advice about starting a company.
Okay. So a few people, so about starting a clothing brand in general. So a clothing brand, so I would suggest doing something called the pre-order method. The pre-order method is pretty much you make one of one thing. It takes the least amount of capital possible. So you have this, so say I make this hoodie and I make one of them. So I order one, make it, and that costs me about $40. And promoting is free nowadays because of TikTok and videos and all that type of stuff. So you kind of just got to promote it through all the social medias that you have and kind of get a sense of who would order it. And what the pre-order method is people order it before you actually buy it. So you build up the capital to purchase the supplies and the materials you need, and then you make it, then you give it to them. So then you're left with the profit.
Yeah. How long do you like have it on like pre-order for?
So however long you need. So
what do you do?
What do I do? A week maybe. Yeah, a week. Because then I'll have product left over too. Because like I'll order more so I can have some in hand. So that's what advice I would give is use the pre-order method. You don't have to do your LLC like right then and there. You kind of got to like show proof that business or that entity will actually work and is actually profitable, because you don't want to just spend $200 on a LLC and like not use it. Keep your finances right, of course.
So you have a bank account for Visionary.
Yeah.
So what do you, like that's what you use to buy all the stuff, but then you're like putting your own money into it?
Yeah, so initially.
Or at least at first.
Yeah. So at first, you have to have some form of capital. That could be through a loan or through like cash that you have, or obviously it'll be cash, but most likely just because it's small. But yeah, so that's all you do. You get the cash, make this stuff, you get more cash from the people that pre-ordered, and then you give the pre-order stuff to the people, and then you do it again and again and again and again until you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah. Was there a point where like you were gonna give yourself like, not like a deadline, but like a deadline of like, if I am not this successful by this certain amount of time, you'll stop, or you were just gonna keep going?
No, just keep going, because I'm a true believer in like I said before, like you have a vision and you have habits and things that are aligned with that vision. So you have to align your life and the things that you do with that vision. So like it's kind of like a sprinting to the finish line, even though you don't know where the finish line is. So you kind of just gotta go. That's what I believe in.
Your finish line is being a millionaire.
Yeah.
At 26.
At 26, and then once I reach that finish line, I have to start a whole nother race.
I feel like you should still kind of maybe extend it, because 26 is not old.
You don't think so?
No.
To me, at 20, that was old. Yeah.
20?
I was like 26. I gotta be a millionaire. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking of.
No, I feel like 26. I mean, I'm 23 right now, so that's like 3 years. I'm only 1 year older than you, but I don't know. 26 doesn't seem that far away. Like,
no.
I don't feel like I should have to have my life together by 26.
Yeah. I feel like by 26, I should have taken enough risks that either make me a millionaire or break me to becoming a millionaire. And obviously, like, that was a little bit of an exaggeration, but I do, because there's things like crypto, and I'm into crypto heavy. Obviously, Amazon is extremely scalable, and same with clothing brands can be scalable if you do the right advertising and things of that nature. Don't run another word of advice is don't run ads right away. Kind of go towards TikTok ads, because TikTok is a newer app, and they're easier to bump your things on the algorithm instead of Facebook ads, which are pretty saturated.
So I don't know if this is everyone, but for me, there'll be like ads that come up on TikTok, and then I'll go and like click on it, but then I also go to search it on Google to see if it's like real. How do you like separate yourself from like those like fake companies that are scamming people? Yeah.
So a lot of times those are like fake drop shippers. So you just kind of have to have that like human like background. So it's good to post like people having your product, people like opening your product, people like interacting with you or your business or your product, just to like give it as much human nature as possible, just so they know like, oh, so and so got their order, all these other people got their order. So you're basically building that credibility.
Yeah. You use like all the social medias to advertise?
Yeah.
Go ahead and say the names.
TikTok, Instagram.
No, like your handle.
Oh.
So they can find you. You want people to find you, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I never even said that.
You didn't.
Visionary Apparel Official. All one word. Visionary Apparel Official on both TikTok and Instagram.
You don't have a Twitter?
No.
A Facebook?
I do have a Twitter, but I don't use it. Facebook, my Instagram and Facebook are like intertwined, so it's the same exact thing. So Visionary Apparel Official on Facebook as well.
And a website too.
Yeah. VisionaryApparel.store or VisionaryApparelOfficial.com. I have both domains. I bought both.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How did you set that up with payments online, like on a website? Is it hard?
No. So I made my website, and I learned how to make a website in like a week, and I made it within a week. So.
What do you mean make it?
Like
you coded it? Or
no.
You use like a website?
Like a template.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shopify, coding and things like that, that's pretty complicated. I wouldn't do that.
I could code a website.
Could you? Really?
Not with payments though. But like just like I could code a website.
That's impressive. How? You did a coding class?
I went to school for computer science. I started school off as computer science.
And
then
okay.
I switched to communications.
Okay. Dang.
So I know how to do that.
That's cool. But Shopify. You know what Shopify is?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Shopify is like this website creator. And you pretty much have like a theme, and it has like, imagine like a template for a website, and you literally put like the collections, the cover, the loading page, all types of things, and like the menu, the drop down, and you can just customize it, everything, and you can have the pictures already set up, and then they have the add to cart already set up, and you don't have to like worry about anything like that, because they automatically take taxes out of people's purchases.
So you don't have to like worry about paying them for it?
No. No.
Do they take a part of it?
Of Texas or Shopify?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they do $40 a month, or
no matter how many sales you make.
Yeah,
That's
I can make
kinda
0
nice.
sales and it's like 40 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Shopify is really user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I chose that one, just because it's the most user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
There's like Wix or Wix,
Mm-hmm.
or what's the other one, like My Cartel,
I only know Wix.
Yeah, it's something like that. And yeah, I thought Shopify was the best one, just because like I used to watch drop shipping videos all the time, and everybody uses Shopify just because it's easy.
Were you like worried about like people's, because it was like a template, were you worried about your website looking like other people's websites?
I never thought of it like that. I never
Oh.
thought of it like that. I never cared. I guess.
Okay, that's good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Nike and Adidas look the same, like their websites.
Oh, I don't go on their websites.
No, I go for Amazon. If you start the Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna.
We have to talk about that after.
You'll see.
And then I have to decide if I want to start it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have sort of a game.
Okay.
I don't have any more questions.
Okay.
Do you have anything else you want to like say
Mm,
that I didn't ask about? You want people to know?
believe your vision, and yeah, just keep going. Just keep pushing. No matter how old you are, how much money you have, how much you're struggling, just keep pushing. Keep chugging. Because you never know how far you are into the process until you look back and you're like, dang. Like, I was pretty young doing blah, blah. Like, at 19, I was selling all these clothes. Like, at that time, when I was 19, I thought I was behind, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And even, like, 22, I feel like when I'm 26 and 20 whatever, I'm going to look back and, like, dang.
If you're 26 and a millionaire, you're not behind.
No.
You're ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have your website pulled up, and I want to see how well you know it.
Oh, God.
Okay?
Oh,
What percent cotton
oh.
is the beige sweatsuit?
60-40.
Wow!
I know it. I know my things.
Okay, let me go to a different one. This is what his website looks like. So that's how you know you're at the right one. Let's go shop all. You look young. When did
Yeah,
you
I
take
do.
that?
That was last year, or 2021, around September.
Okay, here we go. You still have the sweatshirts with the 2 strings on your website.
Mm-hmm. Which ones? Yeah, so those are the black and, I didn't even talk about that. So I got tired of burning myself, and I got tired of burning like the things, so I bought like preset strings. That's why they're white and black. Like, that used to be not that one, but that, like, I think the green one maybe, I don't know, but some of them used to have like, no, that's the newer ones.
Oh, okay.
Maybe on like the older, because once, like, when my very first design, when I started like actually, when I was like, oh my gosh, people are buying, was like the sky blue hoodie. And I remember this girl asked for that was the very first one, and I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I was doing something. There was this girl that was like, oh, I want to try a sky blue one, because I only had black, red, and white, and she said she wanted to try the sky blue, and then that's when like sales started rolling in for the hoodies and things. That's when COVID started too. Yeah. Can we say COVID? Doesn't YouTube have like a...
I have no idea.
The C word.
C word.
C19.
Okay. Looking at your website, you sell hats. How many different colored hats do you sell? Let me count.
There's 3 or 4. Wait. There's red, black, blue, beige. 4.
I see blue.
And they all have French names.
I see beige. I see black.
Maybe the red's not on there. The red's not on there? No.
The red is not on here.
I remember I didn't put it on there.
Yeah. You do this rhinestone?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that?
So, rhinestone's pretty easy. You have to have a preset thing. Like, I don't make I don't, like, you know? I would lose.
They come in the strips?
Lose my mind. Yeah, they come in.
That still feels like a lot, though. Are they sticky? Or
Yeah, they're so, like, vinyl has, like, a different side. Like, this is the, like, side that you present, but the other side is sticky, kind of sticky. So it's like, imagine the back of this vinyl is the back of, like, the rhinestone. So you pretty much have, like, the metal, and then you have the vinyl right here, and it just sticks to the garment.
What color? How many tech suits do you have?
4.
What colors?
Black, gray, red, blue.
Yeah. You know your website.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I have to.
I know, you might go on a podcast and randomly be tested. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's all I had. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Young or Dumb. I hope you enjoyed the subject and learned something new. Stick around and listen to another episode after you subscribe. And remember, be happy and be chill.